What's going on, everyone? Sports fans, Chiefs Kingdom, this is Counterx Baker TV here once again. So, time for another prediction video as it's this Sunday. We have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Houston Texans here in Week 15 in the home stretch of this season. And, well, we're coming off a nail-biting win over the Denver Broncos as our streak continues. We have now won 14 straight games against the Broncos. Mahomes has never lost to them. Overall, we haven't lost to them since 2015, and we officially eliminated them from playoff contention as their brutal season. First year with Russell Wilson, their struggles continue, and Mahomes threw 3 touchdowns while also throwing 3 interceptions. Linebacker Willie Gay had a 47-yard pick six. Russell Wilson also suffered a concussion late in the game, and in the fourth quarter, and he actually was ruled out for their game this week against Arizona. And Mahomes threw for 352 yards, 3 scores, also 3 picks, and Jerick McKinnon had 2 scores for 112 yards last week. And so it was a nail-biting win. The Broncos nearly came back. We were up as much as 27-0, and so we somehow hanged on. It was kind of an ugly game, but a win is a win. So now we are facing a team with 1 win, a team with the worst record in the league, the Texans at 1-11-1. They have 1 win plus a tie. However, they nearly beat the Dallas Cowboys last week, in which would have been the biggest upset of the year by far. But the Cowboys scored with under a minute left, and they came up short to Dallas 27-23. But boy, they sure put up a fight. And so that was pretty crazy. And they're led by quarterback Davis Mills, second-year quarterback from Stanford, who is having an okay year. Was actually benched a couple weeks ago, but then Kyle Allen was then benched, and so now Davis Mills is back to being the starter, so he's having an okay year. He was quite good. I want to say quite good, but pretty solid, I guess, last year with the Texans. And so this team will likely end up being the team to select first in next year's draft. Davis Mills this year has more interceptions than touchdowns. He has 11 touchdowns to 12 picks, which I think is the most in the league. 12 picks, the most in the league. So he's not having a very good year. But obviously the Texans aren't at all. Their star rookie running back, though, Dameon Pierce, will likely get 1,000 yards rushing. And the Chiefs, we can clinch the AFC West with a win in this one. We could have done it last week, but the Chargers beat the Dolphins, so that's what avoided us from clinching the division. But all we have to do is just win in this one, and we are division champs again. And we're 10-4, or rather 10-3, and I think we have a pretty good chance to go 14-3 to finish the year. Face the Seattle Seahawks next week at home. and then the Broncos in Week 17, and then closing out the year at the Raiders. So all three of those teams, the Broncos we know won't be in the playoffs. Seattle and Vegas, still alive, but very slim hopes. So yeah, and we're fighting for the number one seed. Pretty much seems like it'll be either the Chiefs or the Bills, the top seed in the AFC playoffs. Speaking of the Bills, they're facing the Miami Dolphins tonight, actually. Uh, and also, earlier today, the Minnesota Vikings completed the largest comeback in NFL history. That's right. They were down by as many as 33-0, and they came all the way back to beat the Indianapolis Colts in overtime. Yeah, unbelievable. So that's pretty amazing. So, and the Vikings punched their ticket to the playoffs with that win. So, would have been a major upset if the Colts were to win. So, anyway, score prediction for this game, I'm picking Chiefs, of course, to win. I'm going to say 33-17. And, the Texans, like I said, nearly beat the Cowboys last week. And they've been in a few close games. So I think they will play hard, but their offense and their defense not doing so good. So, and ever since they got rid of Deshaun Watson, really even before that, really before since we beat them in that divisional playoff game in 2019, they really have not been the same. So, and since they trade away DeAndre Hopkins. So, but anyway, I don't know what you guys think. So till Sunday, Comic Speaker saying go Chiefs.